Let's take a look then at opening. We've got the index just marginally higher, still skewed towards the advances. Breath is looking positive and strong. Let's pull up then Yes Bank actually on open and kickstart with that. Take a look at how it's shaping up this Monday morning. Continuing to be down about 10%. So that's still taking a knock. Let's also pull up Z since that was the other big stock in focus, and that's marginally lower today, about 2.5% down. Auto names, of course, in focus. Tata Motors on those sales figures. Let's bring up Eicher for you as well and see how that one's doing. That's just marginally higher. That's auto. Some of the metal stocks are maintaining their up move. I can see Vedanta, Tata Steel. So some of these are continuing to look good. Tata Steel still up 2.5%. Vedanta a little over 3%. Infratel is seeing a move as well. Remember, that's also continuing from last week. So up 4% on an Infratel. And we have been seeing a spike on that one, close to 5% in fact now on that particular one. Dish TV was a big mover last week, just about flat today. The banks are quiet. Let's take a look at HDFC as well ahead of numbers and see how that one's doing, just marginally higher as well. So that seems to be the original setup. A couple of the other tech majors just to see, like a Tech Mahindra which was standing out last week, no major move there. Future Retail also no major move right now at this point. But what's heartening to see is the advanced decline ratio, I think, and the fact that on the Nifty as well, we're still heading up towards that 12,000 mark and towards that record. We've got a whole host of mid-cap earnings that we'll continue to track, and there you have some reactions on your screen for you. So Advanced Enzymes is up about 6%, and we'll have a whole host of other stocks as well that we'll talk through, of course, through the session. But perhaps it's going to be more stock specific and some of those broader market plays that might be more catching our eye this morning.
Well, Yes Bank was down 10%, now it is down only 5%, which means from the day's low, recovery has kicked in Yes Bank. And that is what I just wanted to point out, that, you know, what happens today will be a function of lot of give and take. Fundamentally, you cannot look at those numbers and say the worst is behind them. If they're able to raise capital, you would say that they will survive. But will they thrive? That is what you need to ask. And I don't think even if they raise capital, Yes Bank is going to thrive a lot. But the sentiment has changed, and look at the way how markets are now reacting to bad news. Wherever there is bad news, after a gap down start, after initial adjustment, after the knee-jerk reaction, those stocks are making a comeback. A classic case here today is Yes Bank. A couple of days ago, it was the way how Infosys made a comeback, how Bharti, despite the AGR ruling, is actually holding true. Actually, let's mark Telecom. What is happening with Telecom? 379. It's now, between between Reliance Jio and incumbents now, it's almost come down to a street war now. The kind of comments which COI is telling government and what Reliance Jio is responding, it's almost become like a street war now. But Yes Bank is where all the action is. State Bank of India is looking stable, and Z is at 3.0.